financial gain involved, especially if these lessons involve contracts. Welcome back to the channel. To all of my newcomers and returners, definitely appreciate you guys. If you're here for the first time, take a look in the description box. There is a link to my Etsy store, all of my products and services if you're looking to book a reading. All right. The community board is your best bet. It is very essential for all of my updates, events, and alerts, as well as our community. Okay, so check that out. We have a membership section here, as well as a store if you want to check out the merchandise. And in the description box, there's also a link to our Patreon membership platform. Okay, if you're interested in bonus readings, pick a cards, daily motivation, and our live readings. Okay, we are going to do our live chats, so be on the lookout for that. As we get started, I have the introduction here, and I'll follow through with the Celtic cross style spread. And of course, we do the pick a card for a more individualized experience for you. So we'll go ahead and get started. Now, it took me a minute to get it, but I'm glad that I finally did, because this has zero to do with beliefs. Okay, on a lower level, I was like, oh, okay, some anxiety, or, you know, some emotional triggers, or your belief system, you know. But I saw these antennas here, okay? And then I saw these lines here. And I said something about the power lines. And look at the lines going through the 2 cups. And here goes 3 lines. So it's something about communication and frequency. It's something about the power lines, okay? That's what I got. Reading in between the lines, the power lines, and then the fact that these, the source of power, it could be your beliefs, don't get me wrong. It could be somebody else. But it's like the key to something, the reason for something. And I have the 2 eyes here and how you see things. So this is like extreme focus, and this is like, or inability to focus. How about that? And this is like the sadness that I talked about. But the reason the 3 lines are going through the 2 cups, it could talk about some disharmony, like something being the object of the problem. Now, for those of you that stay around a lot of power lines, especially those that have heightened sensibilities, if that's a thing, you may want to be extremely careful in those environments, in your environment. So take a look at that. We have all seen Aaron Brockovich and all of the changes and transformations to your health and medically, that certain pollutants and certain gases and power lines and what is that? If you live in a place where they have a lot of power plants and stuff like that, be mindful in this age of Aquarius as the planet changes, and you guys hear about that all the time. I feel like we're going to become, source said mutants. I feel like we are going to become even more sensitive to the environments around us, which is very, very, very important. Okay, because here we have like the hangman, where it's this waiting on an answer. So some of you may have been wondering why you feel or you think or you see things the way you see things. Okay, so your sight may be a little bit different, your emotions may be a little bit different, and we'll go ahead and get started with the reading. But I thought that was super awesome to come out because it was very specific to power lines, a source of power, or something like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started to deliver this message. We have the 8 of Pentacles. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So the 8 of Pentacles, of course, we have the 5 Pentacles aligned, which, piggybacking off of the Hierophant, just talks about some disbelief. Okay, and I also see detaching, right? And like this cord detaching. The Wheel of Fortune is kind of like detaching away from cycles and repetition, detaching away from all that is around you, right? And something here being the foundation, okay? Or the connection. So here's the detachment and here's the connection. So again, the 5 of Pentacles is this self-mastery on this journey, right? Could be work for some of you, could be a relationship, could be your life purpose. And then here we have the foundation. So it's like this, the strong foundation I feel like has been set. And all of the pentacles that you pick up along the way in this alignment have a lot to do with your outcome. Source says integrity. Okay, we'll see what that has to do with anything. At the bottom of the deck, like I said, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So it's time. It is time for you to release things. Whatever you've been working on, maybe there's going to be improvements in that. Okay, for a lot of you, I feel like it's yourself. The Eight of Pentacles also talks about working with the moon. And as the Five of Cups kind of displayed to us, it could be your emotions, like working around your temperament, working around the emotions of others, and kind of like figuring things out. Now here we have the Ace of Swords. And look how there's this straight up, this is a backbone. Okay, that's the way I feel. It's that vertical, okay, alignment where you're standing up straight. And it also talks for my star seeds with this Kundalini energy and your senses being very strong, especially the crown chakra being very opened and your level of awareness being very active. Okay, now here we go back to the Five of Pentacles, and it's like drawing the line, what you're allowing yourself to receive, what you're giving, what you're receiving, and then that line, that boundary. And look at that line. I definitely like that. Okay, the lesson behind it all. We have the Knight of Cups, so that you can move forward freely with what matters to you, with what you care about. It also talks about the courage, because when we think about a knight that moves forward with his heart, that's kind of like passion, that's drive, that's sensitivity, that's something that matters. So you are definitely coming into the energy of what matters. When I think about that, moving out of the chaos, since we were talking about anxiety and all that stuff, you have to be extremely focused on what it is you're trying to produce and what it is that truly, truly matters to you. Okay, with temperance, could be a second stream of income for some of you. It could be a reuniting or a reconciliation of some sort within a relationship, or just your own chemistry, like your balance. Okay, keeping your balance. Now here we have the Six of Swords. So in the past, or something about your present, we have moving away from chaos. And look, the Knight of Cups is using whatever is in his or her heart to follow that, because what you see, what you hear, and what you think, and that's kind of crazy, given all of these signals that are going around and all of these things that are going on, it's like you have to be very set and focused on what it is that you want, because here is frequency and switching your frequency. And I look at the Six of Swords going up and the Ace of Swords going up. So I have like this Seven of Swords kind of energy where it's like plain sight, something happening in plain sight. You may not even be aware of it, but I feel like it's your own personal growth. And look at that, the Ten of Pentacles. That could talk about your finances. It could talk about a legacy, something that you want to leave, or what you want to be known for, honey. It could be financial abundance. I do like that a lot. Now, what's crowning you outside of this Ace of Swords sitting here so beautifully? We have the Five of Cups. Now, some of you, there's an opportunity, quote unquote, in plain sight, that you could be missing because of your beliefs. So this Three of Cups flipped over definitely talks about acceptance. And then those three wands talk about the future. And it's like something about these two cups in harmony. Okay. I'm going to take a clarifier for you as we move forward. But it's like your strength is that Five of Cups. Even though the Five of Cups normally doesn't get just due for being something, positive. So in a positive light, if there was an opportunity missed, it's like if somebody shot a dart, right, trying to get you, they missed because you are very focused. You are being guided. You're moving away from the chaos. So whatever arrows or darts are being thrown, they don't come your way. And I think that that's amazing. Okay. Now, in the future, or something that's coming toward you, now that I said somebody throwing darts, you have clarity. You got the Seven of Cups in reverse. And this unexpected or this Tower moment just says that something misses you, and I don't care if it gets to somebody else, this ain't their reading. But the Seven of Cups in the reverse talks about choices and the fact that you made one. Now others around you may not have. And that's an opportunity that I feel they will miss. But you have this unexpected abundance for some of you, these unexpected opportunities coming in for you, or whatever it is that you feel that you've lost that may be returning, okay? Now, the challenging aspect is the King of Cups. So integrity, fears, addictions. I know the King of Cups wants to look out for everybody else, but the King of Cups has to learn to look out for themselves. Now, with the King of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles, it could talk about this self-sacrificing kind of energy and you really being set up, okay, for failure. Or it could talk about an increase in business, okay, where the numbers may have been declining before. I feel like there's a change in an incline for you, all right? Now, for some of you guys, it's like you have to use, because the King of Cups, I don't want to say he's full of emotions, but a challenge that is accepted and honored with the King of Cups is also this contentment, or being able to get through all of this, you know, this frequency here to smooth things out. The King of Cups does kind of sit back and he's kind of chill and he's kind of smooth. And so it's like not only do you have to have that mentally, but something about physically in how you move forward, okay? Your reactions. And then that's kind of cool. The Knight of Cups has the same 3 wands that are in the Two of Cups. So I feel that this cup and these cups may have something to do with each other, okay? And now on the board, you have 5, 6, 7 cups, and look at that. You got the 7 cups in reverse. So I feel there has been a lesson learned, or there has been like a level of graduation, and you may not even know it. In the center of the reading, we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is observant. So it's talking about observation. The High Priestess is also someone who has access to a lot of information, where the Seven of Swords talks about secrecy and like hidden knowledge. You in the High Priestess energy or in the environment says that there's a lot of information just kind of floating around. There could be a lot of frequencies just floating around. And the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups could really absorb that energy. So that's why it's a definite need to kind of protect yourself and make sure you move away from the lines, okay? Now, in your hopes and fears, we got a couple of cards coming out. We have, okay, it's like, I don't want to work for nobody else, all right? It's an uphill battle being triggered. For some of you guys, this is financially. For others of you, this is just your energy. Like, I don't feel like I'm going to be able to pull this off. This is your magic. This is your power. This is your passion. And then I feel there's this level of self-mastery because some of you have done this time and time again, or you've been triggered time and time again, or it's just a situation where I look at this little tent. It talks about a temporary situation. And then the Five of Pentacles could have something to do with the home life or the finances. And then the Ace of Wands could just talk about it being triggered, or this cord, maybe even a vow to poverty that has been set in a past life or something like that, and the need to kind of move away from it. But I just want one card. Here we have the Queen of Cups. We have the Nine of Cups. I like that. This is a spiritual union. So where one is moving away, one may be coming with an idea, okay? And for others of you, look at this. It's like a trine of some sort. So I absolutely love that. I feel that these 3 cups in reverse are telling me a lot about this. And the fact that the 7 of Cups is in reverse is telling me a lot about this. And so I wish I could truly understand it all, but I feel like it's bigger than me. When I think about the cup suits, this is like the subconscious, and this is like the conscious mind. So the subconscious mind is being cleared of a lot of negativity, right? which affects what you send and receive, or the law of attraction. And then the conscious mind, you have the ability to focus your ideas and them manifest faster because you have like this self-control. And so that's pretty dope. And then with the high priestess, like I said, some information possibly coming to you from the heart. So this could be another person that wants to tell you how they feel, or you understanding like what you truly want and how you feel through your experiences, okay? And then we have the 9 of Cups, which talks about wish fulfillment. So the outcome here, that's kind of interesting. We have the Emperor. So here is stability. Here is this full balance. Here's you kind of growing up. I like it. And then here we have the 5 of Wands, where like the competition is in the past. There is no competition for the Emperor. The Emperor delegates. The King of Pentacles is the self-mastery completed. And the Page of Wands tells me a lot about your commitment, loyalty, and dedication. So I absolutely love that. Now for some of you, where this 8 of Pentacles is about finances, you have judgment. So how you see things, your discernment, some answers coming to you. Okay, maybe if you have been applying for a job or trying to create an additional stream of income, that's one thing. For others of you, I feel that all of your past efforts that you feel may have gone unnoticed are definitely coming to the light. So those are going to be, it's just like a resurfacing for some of you. Now with the Ace of Swords, we have the Hermit. So the Hermit talks about the shaman. It talks about the pace, okay? And it talks about what was missed, all right? I do feel like some of you that refuse to take action on certain situations could have missed opportunities, but this message is more so for the people that have. Now with the Knight of Cups, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is a change in luck for you. The things that you want, the things that you move toward, the things that you have like a heartfelt aspiration for, I feel like you have a strength in attracting those. With the 6 of Swords, we have the 6 of Swords. So moving away from chaos, all right? Your awareness, your potential, you know, it's kind of like being haunted almost. If you are this, if you're new in a certain field, if you're new in the tarot world, just wherever this newness is coming from, you kind of being the object. It's kind of like vultures or vampires or something. I don't know. I'm thinking of like a baby or a child or just someone who's new to a community that has a very high potential, and like the older ones really, you know, that don't want to let go, that's feeling really competitive, kind of like having it out for you. And that missed opportunity is whatever like failures that they kind of try to throw your way. Now, the 5 of Cups, for some of you, the 8 of Wands came out in reverse. So it's kind of like taking action and going the distance. This is like giving up and not really feeling it. You know, it's like, I don't want to do this. Did I make the right choice? And I'm not going to do this. But if I flip this around, you know, because I want you to do this, it's definitely about taking action toward an idea. There's an idea that you have, and there's a definite need for you to take action toward it, okay? Now with the 7 of Cups in reverse, like I said, this confusion or these multiple opportunities. For some of you, this is a small business practice. Some of you are healers. You could be decorators. You could be designers. I do feel like this is also saying to ground yourselves. For those of you that feel this confusion, that are having an issue with decision making, or that's trying to move away from chaos, whatever that is, it's like, I'm trying to get out of this relationship. I want to get out of this job. I want to get out of this neighborhood, or whatever the case may be. It's like you have to get organized. Whatever the details are involved, you can't be intimidated by them. And you definitely have to muster up and get it going. All right. Now with the King of Cups, maybe you have a fear of the future or fear of failure. You have to have courage, my friend. The Strength card with this little rose right here says that love is abound, and you have to do what it is that you love. You cannot pay attention to others' judgments about you, how it doesn't make sense, or I've tried this before. I definitely feel like courage and grace for some of you guys is very important when it talks about facing your fears. Now, for the High Priestess, you have the Emperor and you have the Seven of Cups. So notice how this is like this full storyline of confusion, standing up tall, and being the boss. Like, I dictate what happens in my life. I attract what it is that I need. If I need help, there are people around me in my environment that could do so, but the Emperor doesn't need help. It's more so they volunteer, okay? But the High Priestess, with this information, it's like, I have all of this. I have all of the answers. And where we talk about the addictions or fears, and then we talk about finances for some of you guys, it's like your true gift is your spiritual talent. So if you are wanting to start a health-based business or an essential business, I feel like that would be very productive for you, all right? For others of you, it's kind of like a person that you're needing to move away from. And for the collective, it may be confusion, chaos, and fears, okay? Now, those of you that have done the work, these are multiple opportunities that are coming your way. I feel like with this being when to take advantage of certain things, and with the Seven of Cups, you not being afraid to go when it's go time, okay? Now, the Queen of Cups, she got two. We have Justice, which talks about an adjustment, I feel. And we have the Three of Swords, which talks about the heart. So some of you guys, where it's like these rose-colored glasses, where you don't want to give up on this person, or you kind of feel like you want to hold back and not ruffle any feathers, that's definitely something that needs to be let go of, because that's going to leave you stuck in an energy of flux and confusion and frustration. For instance, if something happens and you don't really speak your piece because you don't want to ruffle any feathers, it's kind of like those situations may resurface until that lesson is accomplished, okay? So don't let it repeat itself, because then you would constantly feel like, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening around me? And it's like, well, do something about it or move away from it, either or. Now, with the Emperor, I kind of feel like this one wanted to come out. We have the Mother of Wands. So this talks about protection, okay? This also talks about confidence. So some of you guys, where it's like how you feel about your body, your person, how attractive you are, okay? I definitely love that. And now we have like the 9 Wands again, where it's like you're trying to manifest something. This could have to do with the law of attraction. And I'm also seeing the 9 of Swords. So it's like there's this anxiety and this back and forth, and we can't have that type of resistance when you are trying to manifest. So now we have the 9 Wands, the 9 Swords, and now I'm looking at the 9 Cups in my hand. So these are completing many levels, many levels. And some of you aren't even aware of it. And others of you, there's a little bit of resistance when it comes to the contentment. So it's like things that aren't going the way that you plan for them to go. Unfortunately, you got to kind of try to work through those things. You got to kind of persevere and take leadership. And I like the Father of Wands, because this is an entrepreneur. This is a leader. So it's kind of like you may have to experience things first, or be the first person to jump out and do something. And others are kind of scared to do that. And it's like, well, after you do it, then everybody's going to be okay with it. But the reward comes with the risk. And I have been saying that a lot lately. It also talks about your commitment and your beliefs, like how strong are your beliefs in whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, and how committed are you to them, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do your pick of cards, which I love to do. So we're going to go with 3 cards and 1 for the collective. There's group 1. Here is group 2. Okay. And for the collective, we have message. Okay, I like 7. The messenger. All right. Some of you, this is definitely about work. working too hard. Okay. Now, for group 1, we have sudden luck and the number 11. That is a very dope number. And we also have 777 that may be significant to you. For group 2, we have pathway. So it talks about your journey, and it's like transforming along the way into the light, honey. Okay. For group 3, we have expectations. So again, that law of attraction and the number 28, also I looked it up, it talks about confidence. Okay. And 35 is an 8, where we talked about having the courage and walking with spirit or walking with source, you know, out of this confusion and chaos. And then the number 11 is like the number 2. So you could even have some of this high priestess energy, like your gifts and your abundance, and like having this ability to suddenly change things. So I definitely like your reading today, guys. If you do as well, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Until next time, namaste.